What is the over 65 exemption in Fort Bend County? Okay, so for persons 65 and older or disabled, tax code 11.13C requires school districts to provide an additional $10,000 residence homestead exemption. So as my examples are usually centered around $500,000 because it's easy for math, and it's kind of, 400,000, 420 is kind of the average price point in Greater Houston. So 500,000. So typically you're right now getting $100,000 off for your primary homestead exemption where school districts are concerned. Okay. We've gone over that in other videos. If you have a 3% tax rate, maybe 1.25% of that 3% is going to be schools, and the rest is city services, county services, other things like that. So if you're going from 400,000, you'll be able to go to 390, an additional 10,000 for the over 65 exemption. Okay. So to qualify for age 65 and older, and I'm going to read a couple things, and these are from either Fort Bend Central Appraisal District.org or from the Texas Comptroller Fort Bend County tab. I always suggest going to .govs or comptrollers or local information websites, .govs, .orgs, especially FBCAD. Okay. The individual must be 65 or older, have an ownership interest in the property, and live in the home as the principal residence. If, God forbid, I'm injecting things here, the person 65 or older dies, the surviving spouse may continue to receive the homestead exemption if the surviving spouse is 55 or older at the time of the death, okay, and has an ownership in the property and lives in the home as their primary residence as well. The surviving spouse will need to reapply for the exemption, okay? So that is a great exemption to have, and sometimes some people conflate disabled and over 65, which is not the. I know some 65-year-olds that can outrun me, and I'm 41. So definitely not conflating the two, but you cannot mix. You cannot take both. Just as a sidebar, I want to mention that. Okay, so you have to do one or the other. The other cool thing about the over 65 exemption, once you have that in place, you can also apply for what they call a freezing or kind of a ceiling, a tax ceiling on the school district portion of the taxes. Again, I hate reading, but let me go into this because I don't want to make a mistake on this. Property taxes aren't frozen per se. However, a resident homestead owner reaches 65, the school district tax amount you pay at 65 will be your tax ceiling, okay, or the tax limit. In subsequent years, you can tell I'm reading that. That's not a word that's in my vocabulary usually. If your property value increases or the school district increases their tax rate, you will remain unaffected. However, the property tax decreases, your payment will decrease accordingly, okay? So it basically protects you from increases into either the valuation of your home, which would increase the percent of the amount of that 1.25% school tax, or if the school tax decides to go 1.5, I don't know what goes into that, but if it goes up, and even if your property stays the same value, it still caps you, okay, at that dollar amount, because you're most likely on a fixed income, or good chance you're on a fixed income, and we don't want to have the government taking more money out of your pocket, especially for schools, okay? You've paid your dues, right? So you can claim your over 65 exemption retroactively for up to 2 years. And that's the way it is with most exemptions, which is nice. I've had clients call me and say, oh my gosh, I forgot last year I didn't. I was like, let's call the Fort Bend Central Appraisal District, or here's a form. You can do it online or go in person, fill it out, have them receipt it out, get your copy that you filed it, right? Go home feeling good, file it in your records, okay? As always, with anything regarding local, state, tax code, ballot referendums, exemptions, filings, qualifications, etc., all that fun stuff, always look to the Central Appraisal District, .govs, comptroller, government websites, okay? Or your local CPA, your trusted CPA, local tax attorneys, or people that deal in this space, because there's a rapidly moving environment and you don't want to make a mistake on any of these things. People, go out there and get every exemption you can. You deserve it. You pay for a lot of this stuff. Actually pay for all of the stuff that we have. So keep as much as you can. It's there for you, and these exemptions are in place for you to capitalize on. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.